host back on the Boss Man Show. Special guest at the DMV, Zarah Reeves, going to the real HU, I'm told, not the other HU.
Yep.
So he has the DMV, the Mecca, to about her businesses, what she has going on. So, folks, Zara's with us. How you doing, Zara?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's spring. Spring is here. The sap is flying through the air, and my car's green as it can be right now.
Yes, the pollen is, whew, I'm not ready.
I hear that. I hear that. So let me ask you this: what made you decide to want to be an entrepreneur and start your own businesses, start your own brands?
Okay, so essentially, like you know how it's always you always can see like a problem in the community. Like you kind of see like, wow, I could do something this way, or if I was in charge, I would do it this way. And I decided like I'm done kind of taking a backseat role to making my dreams happen. If I want to do something, why not affect change personally when I can do it myself? So at first, my first endeavor was for management, which is also known as For the Brand. It's a up and coming modeling agency here in the Maryland area. We take models from all over. Being that I do go to Howard, I do interact with models from New York, Atlanta. So I kind of have like the big spectrum of models. And I was like, that was my first endeavor. And then I also have a clothing brands and a party promotion slash women's empowerment group as well. So
No doubt. Now, back in my early years, I used to manage models. Back in my that had to be how many years ago? I don't want to tip off, but like 15 years ago.
hey, listen,
back
listen.
back in the day, and the model game has changed
Absolutely.
because now I'm not trying to pass cast aspersions for anybody, but strippers now and girls who are OnlyFans girls now claim model. So the word model's been kind of convoluted and conflated now to how are you runway? Are you doing it this or show? So like, how do you help your models at your agency
Okay,
determine that
so
they're actually models and not other things claiming underneath the umbrella of model?
okay. I feel like I kind of embrace all different lanes of modeling because, like you said, modeling is not just what we think what it used to be. Runway, skinny, 5'10" models, it's definitely expanded. The market is now hot for all types of models, influencers, TikTok, even like whatever occupation you do is kind of like you can be a model in your own lane. I kind of capitalize upon all of that. I specialize in runway, commercial, and influencer talent. So I kind of like take all the lanes and kind of make it the best of both worlds because there's even influencers attending the Met Gala. Like it's no longer strictly you got to be a model, got to be signed to an agency, and then boom, you can come from any lane. You could be a normal person one day, go viral on TikTok, and the next minute you're meeting Nicki Minaj. So I kind of capitalized upon all of that because the word model is not just one thing anymore. It's multiple different things.
No doubt. I remember back in the day, it was just one way to go. It was like
One way.
it was either you be in a video,
Video vixen.
they do club shows, red
Yeah.
carpets, or photo shoots with maybe or not maybe guys who open up and up. So I remember all
Yeah.
those calls when I said, "This dude legit, he is trying to get some free pictures to to jerk off to." I did.
Literally, that's how it is though. A lot of photographers, yeah.
I had to vet these dudes out. Like, are you really are you trying to trying to get? Are you a slick sucker trying to get some women on the slide? Is you a slick sucker?
Yeah. And a lot of them, even now, I think it's actually even become even more harder to kind of like differentiate between the two because, photographers, they see somebody trying to get to fame and see people blowing up on TikTok. They want to jump and be like, oh, I see you kind of, capitalize upon the desperation and the eagerness to be famous and they kind of take advantage. And so that's why I'm here to kind of like be that in between, like, vet them out first before the
The
models.
middle woman per se.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to when I was starting. I remember it was just Twitter back then, Twitter and Facebook.
Twitter.
When I in Tumblr back in the day.
Tumblr. Oh wow. I remember those days. I had a Tumblr.
Like I look, I'm old enough to remember Facebook was only people who was in college. I'm old enough to remember those days where you didn't have if you didn't have a college ID, you couldn't get on Facebook.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yes, back in 04 when it came out, like, yeah, you didn't have a my insert edu email address.
Yeah.
You couldn't get on Facebook back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, then Twitter came in my senior year, and then all that stuff came behind it, like Tumblr. Like, yeah, hell, I was on Black Planet. That's probably before your time. Black Planet.
I don't know. I don't know.
MySpace was when I was.
Yeah, I know MySpace.
Yeah, you need to Google Black Planet. That was.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna look that up. I'm curious because I love to know about social media and all aspects. So I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, It was Facebook, Black Planet, MySpace.
I know MySpace.
And yeah, it was. And then Twitter came in 09. So yeah, like back then we had trios, sidekicks, and Blackberries.
Okay, I know Blackberries. I know Blackberries for sure.
Yeah, so like, yeah, that's how long I've been in this entertainment game. I saw all of those different kind of phones back in the day. Like, it was crazy. So for now, do you model yourself? Or you just the middle woman? You do shoots as well, or you just the middle woman?
So that's kind of actually another reason why I kind of got into it, because I did modeling, not necessarily runway, but a lot of like brand shoots, like, hey, can you shoot for me? Like, I see your platform. Hey, like, can I get you in a shoot? Blah, blah, blah. And I realized that there was something really, really wrong, because especially in the area that I'm in, and like you said, as modeling is becoming such a wide thing, it's kind of like the rules are kind of changing. So like, a lot of under the table contracts. And so a lot of the times when I'd model, it'd be like, oh yeah, you model, but I wouldn't get anything. I wouldn't get paid. I wouldn't get free clothes.
It was like exposure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The exposure. I remember those deals too.
Yeah. A lot of, oh yeah, no. You're not getting free anything, but you get exposure. And, for a while I would do it because, I was just new. I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? I just want to, shoot for fun, have content. But then I realized like, this is a very common experience for a lot of models who are trying to take it very seriously, and they're not getting paid. They're not getting any type of real promo. So I was like, yeah, it's time to change the game. It can't work. So I kind of like took a break with modeling, because I realized like I'm done kind of doing like the free jobs, the free, not even getting the free hoodie. Like, that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, you wear these clothes, but you don't get to keep them.
But you don't want me to keep them. That's crazy.
Trust me, this has been a game for years. I've saw this in my old days being a manager. I know all too well. I would say, she don't get no money or no gear, no shoot.
No shoot.
You pick what you gonna do. Money, gear, or no shoot.
Absolutely.
Because I wasn't playing. Like, I took it as my job to protect these women from these predators.
Absolutely.
Because I said, you probably going to need a little lab playing with yourself. You sick bastard. That's what I said to him.
I don't get anything else free. Like, it's all free. Like,
you seen her hair? You talking about roll up a leg? Is this a porno shoot, idiot?
Or
so trust and believe. I've been down that path you speak of. See, me as a man being able to push back, they back down.
Yeah, but it's definitely harder.
They look at you like, forget her.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna back down to her.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is, like, they don't know that I know what I'm doing. So they're kind of just like, oh no, we can finesse, or it's not that serious. And no, I'm like, no, it's not gonna work. Not
yeah,
here.
They start talking about oiling up. Why? Why should he oiled up for? Like, what is this about?
Yeah, no, and that's still happening, and it's even worse now. It's running rampant. A lot of these photographers only shoot naked women, and it's like, what's that about? Why?
I'll tell models all now. I said, I can't post you a picture of you half naked, and because it messes with me and my brain. You gotta have to have some clothed shots. Now, if I don't have a problem with it, but I got to pay bills, and I can't post your bare ass on my page.
Hey, this is bad for business, especially being I'm also a student, so it's like trying to keep both images as clean as possible. Like, I can manage you, and of course, I'm not opposed to women empowerment and showing off the body, but it's like, that's not the only thing that's here. You know what I'm saying? It's not the only thing that you can sell. So I rather not every day. It can't be every day naked shoots and whatnot. So
no, 100%. You gotta tell them that, like, because I tell women this all the time. I say, look, your body is gonna eventually, gravity gonna take over.
Yeah.
Babies, marriage, gravity. So you always been going to see the surgeon to keep this up. Just so
videos,
you gotta have something to offer more, because then I say this: you can't get mad with a man when it comes to you about your body when all you show him is your body.
Understandably so. I feel like with that though, like there still has to be some level of respect regardless. Like, there are models who they dabble, and that's their like OnlyFans, and that's what they do. Like that's all they do. And it's like, if that's what you do, understand you still deserve the same respect as anybody else.
I agree with that, but you know how dudes are. Dudes are gonna still, like, this is my thing. If you present a certain thing, when that comes at you, you can't and then get mad. You can't expect them to be respectful like you and I would be, right? They're gonna do what they see. They're gonna come at you thirsty. They're gonna get a lot of pictures of they little small Peters in your DMs. And like, because trust me, girls come to me all the time. I'm like, well, let me look at your page. I see naked, halfway not naked. So what he's making with you? So I agree he's wrong, but you have to present something more than just that. And then you getting these pictures you don't want to get. So I respect the game, but I know at the same time, because see, I'm not wired that way. But most dudes are wired differently. They say, I'm gonna be like, so yeah. So I just want women to be empowered and know that they're more than just their bodies. Because I know how Negroes act when they say, but I'm glad you're trying to help them out, because I know being in your shoes years ago, I know how it is. And it sucks. That try to, because so many people have an ulterior motive, which in this game, which is awful. Now, like I said, you at Howard, you at the Mecca. So what's your major?
I am a health science major. Yeah.
And so you're trying to be, is it like what Fauci does, research viruses?
Absolutely. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of the lane I'm going to. I'm more heavily like clinical and research work as opposed to being a doctor. I like being behind the scenes. Like, for example, the statistics that are out there, I want to help change them by starting with what medical professionals learn. So Black women are 3 times as likely, like I tell this to everybody because this statistic is kind of wild to me, but Black women are 3 times as likely to die during childbirth as opposed to any other race. And a lot of it stems back to what people are learning when they're in medical school, what a lot of the textbooks have. A lot of the textbooks only depict white women or white men. The diagrams are white women, white men, their makeup, their build. And a lot of the narrative is, Black individuals or those of color should be treated differently based on, because they experience pain differently. That's a very well-known connotation, and it's not true at all, but it's for some reason it's taught in these medical schools, and I want to help research disprove that immediately. So that's kind of what I do, the clinical, the research, just beating the books, trying to change the narrative in all these textbooks that are being made, because it's absolutely not acceptable at all.
Oh yes, I've seen it firsthand. They don't want to give Black women epidurals, or opioids or strong medicine.
It's bad.
You can handle it. Oh yes, trust me, I've seen it, and thank God you can do. Yeah, the mortality rate between Black women and white women is just ridiculous, and
getting worse. Yeah, it's really bad.
Like, I don't understand it. And then I know in the South here, they push women towards, I guess, hysterectomies to sterilize them more so than white women. Like, I know a girl 31 years old got sterilized. I'm like, you let them sterilize you 31 years old? A fibroid is treatable.
Yeah.
Fibroids are treatable. Not
the way the care, especially like from white female nurses and doctors, it's deplorable.
No doubt. You're also involved in your community. So tell me about your community service work that you all have going up there in the DMV.
Yes, so I've always been involved in the community since I was in middle school. I've always been a mentor. First and foremost, I love the kids. I am a mentor. I've been a mentor for almost 10 years now. I'm currently involved in an organization on my campus that is true and near to my heart, that has provided me with the opportunity to be a mentor to wonderful DC residents and DC kids. And it's so inspirational because they're so young and I love doing it. I also volunteer at our local, it's like they help the homeless. It's called Thrive DC. It's a wonderful organization in DC that kind of like helps them with their mail, getting them occupations, getting them safe housing and whatnot. So I kind of help down there like once or two times a month. So that's definitely something. And my biggest accomplishment this year has also been starting in one of 8 founders to create Girls Next Door, which is a women's empowerment movement. We have all experienced a lot of hardships, especially with dealing with men. In the DMV, a lot of the big like occupations and whatnot are heavily populated by men. And we kind of wanted to change the narrative. Like we wanted to be like, no, girls can do it too. Hence the name Girls Next Door. We also throw events, but our main focus is also community service. Right now we're doing a clothing drive to help women in our neighborhood. So we're doing that and donating to our local church. And we plan to do a lot of more initiatives in the future. So that's what I do every day. I love the community. I always want to give back in any way that I can.
No doubt, because the DMV is, like Atlanta, is becoming less Black, unfortunately, due to gentrification.
Yeah, it definitely is. Except for like the PG area, yeah, but
yeah, PG's the bourgeoisie Negroes.
Yeah,
those are the exceptional Negroes. Yeah. Hey, I've been out there. I was like, yeah, you Negroes, I see what y'all own. You the bourgeoisie Negroes. So this is what I want you to do when you're on campus. Now, I'll ask you this all offline. I'm gonna say this on air. What are your thoughts about Dr. Greg Carr? You haven't met him yet. What are your thoughts about this man?
I love him because I feel like, especially at Howard, a lot of things are kind of like sheltered and like secretive. So like he kind of like gives you that like straight up. He doesn't mince his words. He makes sure he knows. Like even though I have not had the pleasure of having him as my teacher, I've had the pleasure with interacting with him via social media, and he does not mince his words. And it's kind of inspirational because it's like, you can be in a position of power or a position of authority and still be true to yourself. You don't have to, he's true to himself regardless. And it's very inspirational to see. He's very funny. So it's always a good time.
Yeah. So do you watch his show with Karen Hunter? Do you watch
I have not watched the show. I've only seen kind of like his lectures that he gives via like his classes and then his Twitter presence. But I have not had the pleasure of watching his show yet though.
You watch that In Class with Carr with Karen Hunter on Saturdays? It will change,
I need to
change the way you think.
Okay.
And Dr. Carr, his brother Jeff Carr, and I have something in common. We all went to the same school, Tennessee State University.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we all TSU Tigers. Now this is on date Dr. Carr, but I don't care. He graduated the year I was born.
Sorry, Dr. Carr, I didn't know. I didn't say it.
So the year he graduated from Tennessee State, the year I was born. I was born 2 months before he graduated. I'll put it like that.
Oh, wow.
I'm a March baby, so yeah, he graduated in May. But yeah, I was born 2 months before he graduated from college. So when I tell him that, it's funny that I said we intersect that way. I was born and you was graduating, so
he was gone, yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, we went to the same school, Tennessee State University, HBCU love. So yes. Now, do you go to Howard football games and basketball games at Byrd Gymnasium? Do you go to those games?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I attend them.
Now, let me ask you about my man, Coach Blakeney. Do you like the way he dresses?
I do. I feel like in general, like a lot of the sports teams and the coaches, they all look very dapper, very sharp. They have like a dress code, especially the football players too. Like they arrive to, I think they're away games, always wearing suits, always looking very like gentlemen. So you
should bring you and your girls down to Atlanta. Howard plays in Atlanta against Alabama State in late August.
Late August? Okay. Oh, football, right?
Yes. Coach Scott's a friend of mine. The football coach is a friend of mine, Coach Scott. So like I said, Howard, I'm a friend of the Bison. The Howard
honorary Bison.
Yes, the Howard Bison are my friends. So, but yes, so tell the people how they can find you and your businesses on Instagram, Twitter, and all those social media sites so they can make sure they get in contact with you and your group and help you all do what you do.
Okay. On social media, my name is Zarah Alicia. So that's my first name, Zarah, Alicia, ALYCIA. So not Alicia Keys, well it is, but with a Y. My brand page is For the Brand. So it's the word for the brand with the 4 as an A. Those are my 2 big pages, and they also have links to all my other social media. So that is how you can connect with me. I also have a LinkedIn, Zarah Reeves, if you want to connect professionally on the health science level. So very straightforward.